Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Lich. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing some of my Platinum games. Because I had a really good match and I just kind of wanted to showcase like how to get out of Platinum. Some very key things. It's pretty easy. But unless you've done it, you don't really know. So things that I've noticed that Platinums are really difficult or really bad at. One is dropping. They don't know how to drop well. And what I mean by that is they choose contests, which is normally fine if you're good enough for the 50-50. But they also just line themselves up in a bad position so they land late. And landing late is just bad. If you land late, especially on a 50-50, you're going to suffer. You're going to suffer hard. You're going to see that happen to this team here. So we land artillery. I get lucky with a flatline and an armor. And so okay, I just want to quickly break this down. Gun and armor are all you need to start fighting in the lower or in early game. If you have a gun and armor, you're already really powerful. Like, you can collapse on people pretty hard. That's exactly what happens to this Bangalore. Armor swap instead of going for the heals. Hide myself on the corner to avoid the grenade. Collapse on the enemy with my teammate, because 2 angles is better than 0. I see the enemies coming on, backing off. So I actually go for the execution here. There's no need. My teammate actually goes down for it, but so I hear him behind the truck. Let me just back up here real quick. So teammate gets taken out. I pick up a 301 because I need a weapon with ammo that I can use maybe more than once. I hear him behind the truck. I pre-aim and I just rail into him. So that's just having good aim. I smoke off the res. I don't know if there's going to be a third party. There isn't. Usually they're not that fast here in Plat. Sigh of frustration out of old me. Yeah, and then again armor swapping instead of healing. So yeah, so they landed late. I was able to rail into this Bangalore. I lag a little bit there, that's okay. Hip fire. Don't ADS with the rifle at that range, especially the flatline, which has just an amazingly amazingly tight hip fire. So definitely again collapse on the guy with my teammate. So and then just I can health trade there. I know I'm gonna do more damage. Yeah, this works. So we've beaten the dudes. I got a gun. I got a wingman 301. I have armor. It's time to start third partying because 1 points to loot. The fact of the matter is that, and this is something that a lot of Plat players kind of fail at understanding, but if there's nobody, if people have looted through the area, it's not worth trying to pick up their scraps. 1. 2, optimizing every single pickup slows you down and makes things harder, because the key here to understand is the law of numbers. Effectively, the more, or the idea is, and the theory is that the larger the sample size, the greater the chance, or the greater the greater the amount of high end, say, loot in this case, right? So if you take an RNG based system and you use the law of numbers, which is just massive amounts of repetition, i.e. going through dozens of different looting spots, spawn areas, what you're doing is you're averaging out the RNG in your favor. The key here is that if somebody's been through the area, they've already picked up the loot. And so what you need to be doing is you need to be third-partying. 1, because it gets you kills and removes a squad, which means you get to the end of the match faster. And 2, because it gets you loot. Playing passively works, because most platinum players will just W key into you because they're not smart. They don't know how to stabilize. That's just unfortunate. That's double unfortunate. Also, nice. But notice how I'm not rushing. Notice how I'm holding this height. I don't feel like I need to advance. I don't feel pressured to fight. In fact, I'm going to use this to get some extra shots into this guy. Now, I see my teammate pushing, and so I go for the push. Also, can I just point out, looking at it from this angle, watching my teammate jump like that with the green light passing by me, sick. Plus 10 cool points. That gets a brownie point, okay? And that's what really matters here, all right? I'm just saying, rank points mean nothing. Brownie points mean everything. Okay. So I kill the guy, so I'm of course going to loot him. I see an Evo shield. There's people nearby, so I see an opportunity. I take the light ammo because I need to stock up on light ammo through the 301. I start checking to see if the rat put himself anywhere, but I'll back up so you can hear. So I start checking to see if the rat went anywhere, but I hear movement instead, and so I call it out for my teammates, and I immediately start looking. And I see the guy outside, get a few shots in, and immediately change the angle. I hear to my right, Pathfinder's trying to be funny. I'm out in the open, this isn't good, but luckily enough, there's a dip. Unlucky shots into the Pathfinder, unfortunately. So I chase him down. He's on low health, it doesn't matter. I mistake my teammates' movements for enemy movements. This is the thing, so if you know that they're broken, if you know that they're reeling, applying the pressure is extremely important, because that's what's going to get you lots of kills, because now they're separated. He's separated from his teammate. Okay. So, hip firing, because there's no need to make it accurate. This is quick peeking. I'm taking advantage of the height. I'm using height advantage with the rock, and I'm using it as cover to do quick peeks with the pistol, with the wingman. This is where the wingman and any shotgun really has huge advantages over everything else. High alpha damage, just being able to rail in and take very fast peeks. And he goes down. And I go for the execute. So, this execute's not a beam. This execute is to get my shield back up to full health. And I do. I see yellow, I grab. My friend, the Watson grabs the purple, which is fine. And I stack up on cells, because cells. My teammate's getting shot at. I immediately go for the assist. I don't know how many people there are left. I didn't I wasn't paying attention to the kill feed. I was too focused on the Pathfinder. I didn't see if there was maybe 1 or 2. I assume there's 2, so I throw down the ultimate to apply pressure. I didn't know it was one person. I also was assuming a third party because there was another team there. I didn't know they fully backed off. They actually ended up somewhere in the mountains behind me, or in the mountains in front of me, like on the other side of those mountains. But my caustic just rails into the guy and takes him out. I'm here with the caustic, again expecting the third party, it doesn't come. Immediately start checking for that third party. It's not happening. So as soon as I know that it's not happening, I turn around and I know it's safe to loot. I go for the loot. I literally don't care about any of this. And I don't. I don't need it. Okay. I mean, I'm okay with fighting in swamp. I meant village, the bunker village. This kind of area in the center of the map. I hear the fight, so I immediately go for it. Swamp it or village? Village it is. Yeah. I just start pushing forward. Confused at the Watson. I immediately check to see how far that is. Definitely. I see that it's extremely far, and I say, you know what, it's not worth it. Going through this little village alley is extremely difficult because you can get, there's about a few places you can get third partied from bunker, you can get third party from this respawn area, you can get third partied from what used to be the Skulltown Transit, the tunnel. Also, we haven't cleared behind, so behind is also totally an option. So jumping in too early is extremely dangerous for these for this area. There's too many areas that dip into it. There's too many. It's too many transitionary points.
Whoa, really?
Yeah. Also, apparently I lost kill leader.
More than 6?
So this is what I mentioned, right? We haven't cleared this angle yet. So I'm very wary of jumping into the bunker village because if I jump in there and there's a team, say, behind us here, or coming from bunker, or coming from from the respawn beacon over there in the canyon, you know, it could hurt a lot. And then I hear a fight in the canyon, and so I expect another team to be coming over from Cascade Overload or Containment Overload. I see a nade which tells me that somebody's being chased. So I immediately try and push. The reasoning for the push here is I have the zip. So I am going to take and hold this building here in front of me. And what that'll let me do is I can hold that building without having to fully commit into a fight against whoever's in front of me. I can dip back using the zip if, say, I get pushed by bunker, right? If I get pushed by bunker, then I can easily zip back, take a more defensive position in this main building here, and then it's going to be really hard for them to get onto me. And so that's what I do. My teammate wants a 1 and 2x trade. So I take this building, I get onto height, I hit the 301, I see a cautious, rail into him, and then I proceed to miss every single wingman shot in that clip. But I see them advancing, which is fine. I try to get shots in, it doesn't matter. I'm not pushing up. And this is just one of those fundamental mistakes that I see a lot of players make. They see that, and they push after this. Okay? But we know that there was a team being chased. But I don't know if there was a third team chasing them. So, being wary, waiting. Just waiting for things to happen. I don't have full information. And see, I called it. There was another team. There was another team that pushed them. Had we pushed there, we would have fought those guys right there on top in this building here. So just to kind of reiterate in a way that makes a little bit more sense. I don't know if we knew that there was a team being chased. I don't know if that's the team in front of me, so I'm not going to push. I dropped the 1x for my teammate. He doesn't take it. And sure enough, there's the team that was chasing. Somehow. Or maybe that's a third team. There actually are 3 teams here. So this is one of those things. So now it's safe to advance. Now it's safe to push. Taking this building is super advantageous because now, as I just checked it, God spot is available and right for the taking. I call out the portal. I see where it goes now, so I know that nobody's going to come through, but you never know. Anticipating somebody to jump through. Excuse me. I throw nades, see if I can't get a nice nade in. It's just a nice spacer. I take God spot. I see people across. I'm trying to get a nice angle onto them. Again, using God spot. And then immediately my teammate down below starts taking fire, so I immediately focus on that. I wait to see if the repeat happens. It doesn't. Most Plat players generally tend to repeat. I see them coming down. It's just I don't even know what that. I don't even know what to tell you about that, man. So I jump down because I go for the aggressive push, knowing that there's just one person there. But I see them. It's a wraith. I see them dip out towards this blue canister, and I just get a nice burst in. Look across. I still try and put more damage into the enemy, applying pressure to force them to back off. Gives my teammates more space. Throw down a smoke here to go and loot because I see there's 3 canisters and I'm low on light. I grab them, and I immediately try and loot a little bit more here. I put myself behind the pill. Saves my ass. I opt not to take the shield battery because I have a yellow. I see an opportunity to hold this pill because it has really nice one-ways or head glitches, which is really nice. I want to retake God spot, but at this point, seeing how things are, seeing the ring, it's a nice escape there. Seeing the ring, seeing where the ring is, seeing the time I have, and then seeing the third parties, I want to get in a position where we're not going to be surrounded, because being gatekeeped right now would be killer. These teams are too preoccupied on this. They get nice bursts in. This guy's also down below the building, in the portal. Sit down, the rail in, nothing. But I don't want to be pinned. And so I immediately call for my team to push over to the side here, because this is going to give us an advantage when it comes to basically gatekeep. So there's a couple ideas happening here. 1, the gatekeeping idea. 2, you never want to be surrounded. You always want to have more angles against your opponent than they have on you. And so by spreading out, by going to the side, we have not only a high ground advantage, but also the gatekeeping advantage. And if there's a team that's trying to gatekeep us, trying to pinch us, they can't because we're spreading out. We're moving along this line as they're advancing to hopefully try and wrap and surround them. And so I hear that fight happening, and I immediately want to wrap around it. I don't, and I see it in front of me. I see this team, and I instinctively start moving to the right. I want to keep moving. I get a nice hit in, put some pressure in, throw my ult, but I really want to be wrapping around these guys. I do not want to get pinched. I don't want to give them the opportunity. So I use my ult as an opening today. Just really good aim there. Knock one down. I know they're on the back foot. I know I hit the... I just farm for damage here. There's no need. I transfer over because the enemy cost extended out a little bit too far. I instinctively snap back up because I hear somebody next to me, but that's just my friendly Watson. And I get kill leader again. And this is what I'm talking about. We gatekeeped, we pinched. They could have easily done that to us. Again, stack on cells. There's no grenades, which I'm really annoyed at. I hear that they're shooting in front of us, which means that there's still people here. I immediately go for the defense. I'm scrambling for light ammo right now. But there's just 90. I see that they're advancing to the side, so I don't want to be pinched. I don't want to be cornered, so I immediately pop a smoke and I start running again. I have this bad feeling behind me because I know that's a very popular third-party angle, and I really don't want to get hit by any of them. You see me turn around and look at it. Check, there's some light ammo. I immediately take it, and I get cover behind the pill again, just so I'm not taking excessive damage and I'm not overextending myself. split second, I hear footsteps as soon as I pass the Watson gin. And I just rail into these guys. I thought I was going to go down here, but that Pathfinder just decides to back off, and unfortunately the Jin takes out my spook, but it's okay. I called for my teammates to back off. We're getting pinched. We don't need to be here. We don't want to be here because, again, the enemy team to the right is still advancing, and they're trying to wrap around us, and that's extremely dangerous. And let me be clear, getting wrapped is fine when you're in a building and you hold it. But if you're out in the open, getting wrapped is immense. It's what I call the line of scrimmage. It's a American football term, but like it's also the battle line. You know, you got to be thinking about battle lines, as in your group versus another group. Where do they meet, and then getting onto the flanks, right? You don't want to be flanked, you want to outflank. And so the key when they're advancing in a certain direction to flank you is to apply pressure in the same direction that they're going, which keeps the line of which keeps the combat line basically in front of you instead of to your side where you can get hit very easily. On top of applying long range pressure. Once again, I am out of light ammo. And I make that very known. So I tell my teammates to back off. I'm very low on ammo. We don't want to be holding this. They're extremely slow, which is very dangerous. And I just start scrambling for light. There's a little bit of light there. I think that was 40 rounds, which is really nice.
Bro. Fuck.
So I immediately see that my teammate's getting pushed. So the first thing that I do is I immediately go for height. I know he's getting pushed. I have the high angle. It's just like shooting fish in a barrel. I take my time with the Pathfinder. He goes down. I immediately push down for the Wraith. I hear to my right. Grab the light ammo because I really need it. I see her back off and it's fine. I see that the Pathfinder goes down. My teammate's looting him. It's okay. Yeah, go for the heal. Now, I remember seeing a drop, a world drop, and it was when I was advancing here, yeah. So you can see that so I noticed this world drop here. And so afterward, after the Wraith falls back, it kind of dawns on me that he's going for the box, that he's going for the world drop, which can give him a very strong weapon. So I point out to my teammates that he's going for the he's going for the world drop, and I immediately go for it because I don't want him to get it. I want it just to deny him. My teammates are just not listening at this point. It's at this point that my teammates really stop listening. So I just check. It's a PK. I drop the 301 for the PK because I am just running super low on light ammo and I just don't want to have to deal with it. I pick up the light ammo to deny anybody who might want to come to the package and pick up like the 301. Just a little bit of light. And my game starts really bugging out here. My internet starts crapping out. And
Not now, please.
yeah, and I just tell my computer, not now, please. I start calling for my teammates to back off. There's no need to be pushing this, but they instead, again, they just completely not listen. They just stop listening to me, and they start railing into the enemy. And I noticed that my my Watson just goes to half health, and I'm just like, this is how they W key. This is how they die. And so I basically just start yelling at them, telling them that, look, this isn't worth it. You guys need to back off. There's 3 squads left. I don't know how many people are left in each squad. I know one just got downed. I can see them on the kill feed. But again, I don't know if that 3rd squad is a full squad. And my teammate goes down, and I'm like, yep, in the end. And they get full knocked. I wait for the shot. My teammate takes him out. I advance up. I hear to my left, and so I'm immediately suspicious of the high ground. And I'm just expecting 3 people to peek, and they just don't. I grab my my teammate's banner and I back off, because again, I just don't know if that's 3 dudes. I see this wraith down low and get a nice hit with the PK. And I basically just space out this wraith. Again, I don't know if there's a 3rd person or a 2nd person. I hit the smoke, so I don't want to be in that because I can't see. And I just, you know, I assume that there's 2 people because I was just confused, but like, I just go for it, man. There's 1v2, but it ends up being a 1v1, and I take out the wraith. So good positioning and game knowledge combined with respectable aim meant a 2.5k 10 kill game. So yeah, that's really it, guys. I hope you learned something. I hope you learned something when it comes to W keying through Plat. So yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.